So in this video, we're just going to take a look at making this this JavaScript, HTML, CSS, horizontal carousel responsive. So two ways. The first way is so this image is 700 pixels wide. That's about 47% of the screen width of this browser. No matter where we resize, it remains 47%. So this is the first way we're going to make this thing responsive. So no matter how small I make it, that's always going to be 47% of the new width of the window. The second way we're going to make this responsive is, let me go back to the maximized. We're going to have more of a mobile responsive scaling function in that this is still 47%, but when the browser window reaches anything lower than 778 pixels, we resize and the image becomes 100% in terms of width of the screen. So let me resize down, just like that. And of course, it maintains its functionality. We go next, next, next. We go down here, 100%, next, we blow it up with a maximize, and we stay on the this image here. Anyways, if this interests you at all, stick around. Let's begin. So let's begin by modifying the CSS properties. So we'll just do a width. We're going to do a width dynamically in the JavaScript, so we can delete that. A height, we'll do auto. So auto there. For the card, this is we're going to set the max image width here, not in the image here. This is just going to be 100% of its parent container, the card to the parent container. So this is where we set the image's max width and the height, of course, auto, just to maintain the aspect ratio. And then we can delete this. We can say a width of 100%, a height of auto. We can save, and that should be it for the CSS. You go back here, and of course, the whole thing's misaligned. And so we need to go into the JavaScript. We need to manually set the width of the viewport as well as the shift. So these shifts are happening at 350 pixels. They're hard coded. We need the shifts to happen at optimal, or full browser window would be 700, but we need to scale it. You'll see. So we go here and we need to, let's do this. After we clone, actually before we clone, we'll do it here. So let's say set viewport width dynamically. As well as, what are we going to do? We're going to do, it's going to be viewport and the card width dynamically, and we're going to set the number of pixels to translate dynamically as well. So let's get that viewport thing. We need to know what percentage of 700 pixels, or excuse me, what percentage of this window 700 pixels is. So it maintains its 700 pixel or its percentage of the window, no matter how we size the window. So we're just going to say const, let's say, I don't know, image width as percentage. This will be a parse of a float. And we need to get some, this will be times 100, just to make it a percentage, times 100. Now what goes in here, we need a get computed style of, we need any card. They're all 700 pixels right now, as soon as we load the page. So we'll just do a, what is it going to be? Images.children 0.width. I think it's width. And then we're going to divide that by the maximum screen width. Let me get this right. So slash, and we're going to do screen.available width. That should give us the image width as a percentage. Let's set the viewport. Do we have the viewport? Let's do it this way then. Document.query selector. And what do I have the viewport set as? Class viewport. We'll search by class. View-port. Style.width is equal to the image width as a percentage. And that's going to be a viewport width units. So something like this. And image width as a percentage. Let's loop through all the cards and set their widths as well. So we'll do a for let I equals 0, I is less than images.children.length, do I++, and we'll just loop through this guy here. We'll do images children of I style.width is equal to the same thing. So some sort of viewport width unit. And finally, we need to set the, this is hard-coded, the 350s. We need to make this dynamic. Now, we could translate in these units here, viewport width, but I like to translate in pixels. So we need to capture the image width in pixels. So const image width in pixels, and we'll set that to what would be get bounding. We need the any child. Images.children, let's say 0 .get bounding .width. And anywhere we see 350, we just insert the image width in pixels. So right here, image width in pixels. Where else do we see 350? 350 right here. Image width in pixels right here as well. Image underscore width in, let's do this, pixels. There we go. And as well in the previous function right here, image width in pixels, as well as here. Now we need to do something, which in pixels right here. Perfect. So we need to do something in the next and previous. We need to recalculate the image width in pixels. This just takes care of if they resize the window. All this code gets run once, but if they resize the window, we're not recalculating these values, which we need to do. So we can just copy this line here, and we'll paste it in here. And since we're redefining it, it doesn't need to be a const, it needs to be a let right here. Let. There we go. And paste that right here as well. And finally, we need to listen for the resize event, so we can dynamically resize the viewport and all that stuff during while they resize the window. So window.add event listener. We'll listen for a resize event. We don't really need the event object. And all we're going to do is we're going to recalculate the image width in pixels. And then we're just going to shift the, actually before we do this, let me show you why we're doing that. So I'll save, go back, let me turn the overflow back. It should be hidden, overflow, viewport overflow hidden. And why is the hidden not working? Let's check this. See what value we're getting for this guy. Console.log image width as a percentage. Save that. Get computed style on window parameter 1, 71. Yeah, it's this guy right here. Computed style, images, children. This shouldn't be .width like this. It should be images, children, .width. Save, go back. Not a number. That's because we need to get this. All those brackets. There we go. So let's delete this. All right, so why do we need to listen for the resize event? So we say next, 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 we resize, and it's going nowhere. Watch this. F5, resize, let's go next here. So when we resize, we're not shifting, we're losing their place in the carousel, which card they're on. So we need to do that logic here. So we just get the image width in pixels and just reshift. So take these two lines right here and paste it right here. Now to convert this to more mobile responsive development, we just need to add a few lines. And so if their window width is less than, let's say 768, we don't want the image width as a percentage to be whatever the percentage is. Like the 700 of a 1920 monitor would be, I think, 47%. We want it to be 100%. If it's larger than 768, it can stay that 47%. So just do another variable here. We'll just do let image width. We'll say working image width as a percentage, and we'll do a ternary is equal to, so window.inner width is less than 768. Let's do less than or equal to 760, actually less than 768. Then we want to resize everything to 100%, else just keep the image width as a percentage. Let's do some spacing. All right, so we just need to modify these guys. They're no longer image width as a percentage. They're now the working image width as a percentage. Working as a percentage. This guy can stay image width in pixels. Image width in pixels stay. And now all we need to do is when they resize, we need to redo this code right here. So we can take all of this. We're going to do the viewport as well as the cards. Yank that. Put that here, We don't need the let. And that should work. So let's save. Let's go back. Now when I resize the window to anything less than 768 pixels, this thing should be 100% in terms of width of the window. There we go. Anything greater than 768, we should get back that 700 pixels as a percentage of the full screen width. I think it's 47%. So that should be 47%. Back down 100%, 47%. Let's see if it maintains the card we're on. So let's say this desktop, let's maximize. And it didn't maintain. That's because we didn't do this. This is right here's the initial load. We need to know which card they're on, so we can just say current card. I think that's the variable here. Underscore, where would be current card? Right here, this current card we have. So current card times whatever the width in pixels is. So current underscore card times save. Let's go back. Let's try that again. So this is 47% of the width of the screen. That's also 47%. That's 100%. Let's see. Let's stop on this picture here. Maximize, and we maintain that. So that's going to be it for the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.